Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twillow Talk. I'm Tanis Coughlin from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and I am joined by my beautiful co-host, Jennifer Jarkowski. Hey, Jen.
Hey, we survived the craziness of the storms.
We did.
Holy moly. I hope all of you did too.
Yeah, for sure. We had a lot of it. So, yeah.
Downpours. Just unbelievable.
Absolutely. And speaking of storms, we had storms in the space weather.
Oh my goodness. Tell us about that.
We had on Saturday, we had an M9 solar flash, solar flare with an Earth-directed CME.
Oh my
goodness. Nope, sorry, wrong day. Sunday, we had an M9 solar flare. So it was quite a weekend with that. We have had plenty of ups and downs in the Schumann resonance this time as well, which I'm actually going to show you today because it's quite interesting.
I'm just going to comment that Kaylee has said, "Oh my gosh, love that shirt, Tanis."
Thanks.
I agree. She is looking fantastic.
I don't know. I felt like I wanted to dress up a little today. So, I mean, I dress up most times on here, but I wanted something different.
I'm going straight up shabby chic here.
You always look fab, Jen. You always look fab.
Oh, I don't care. I'm not saying it in that way. I'm just saying it's a nice little contrast.
Here is the Schumann resonance that we had. And you'll notice here we've had a huge spike followed by a blackout. So this is, there you go, Jen, comfy couture. I like it. So this is usually a huge download of light coming in. And this is a period where we all adjust. So it's kind of like we're looking at it going, okay, let's see what we can do with all this energy that's coming in. And so that's where those blackouts come in. So yeah. So blackouts are like a spiritual adjustment period for us after a big download like this. And so as you can see today, we have a 78 power, which is high. And they were saying that with the blackout, this here was likely over 100.
Okay.
So we will have felt all of that in the last 24 hours. So yeah, it would have been yesterday about, because this is universal time. This says the middle of the morning. So
for us is 4 hours. I think 4 hours. Hold on.
Let's see if we can get this bigger.
So it's -4 hours from us.
Okay, so this would have started here.
-4 from them. So if it was like 12 here, it would be 4 there. It would be 4 UTC.
So it looks like it started around 11 UTC. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7 o'clock. Yeah. Around 7. So after dinner.
That makes
just about that time. So that would be the wall that you were talking about. So we've had a fair bit of action on this Schumann and in space weather. Yeah. So that would be our space weather happening.
So much.
Let's say hello to a few people here. We've got Kaylee on. Hey, Kaylee. Welcome. And yes, Jen addressed this. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks. And yes, Jen is in the comfy couture.
That's my favorite.
I love that. And this is Jen as well. Joyful Journey. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, so this was the other one that we were answering, I guess you could say. It was around 7 o'clock or so yesterday where we hit the big spike in the Schumann and then into a blackout for about 6 hours, I think.
That was my life. Yay.
6 hours? Is it 6 hours? What was it? 9 hours. 9-hour blackout. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's
Well,
been a 24 hours. Yeah,
it's been a 24 hours. It has.
indeed.
And then, well, and we're also switching transits, right? So we're just at the end of the 15 that I talked about last week because we came into it midway through the week. So I brought it up. And now we're moving into the 52. So just as a recap, the 15, right? It's moving from dullness to fluorescence through magnetism, right? And really being able to come into that and recognizing kind of, where we might be more narrow in our thinking and expanding that. And and now we're moving into 52. And this is keeping still mountain. It's in action, which I love. It's about being able to move from stress to stillness through restraint. And this is such a cool kind of thing because we talk about that restless energy, right? That comes up. And Tanis and I were talking about this too because I know for so many people, and I raise my hand here too, it just feels like it's just constant go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Right. And we get to that point where we become a victim of our stress and we either end up getting really stuck or we're in that restless energy of trying to push for things or move things. And so coming into that place of stillness is such an important part of our process.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really awesome is I know I've talked about this before. So the sun gate and the earth gate, they're programming partners. And so I don't often talk about the programming partner, but I pulled it for this one. It's the 58. And the 58 is the joyous aliveness.
It also looks like a willow tree.
Nice. There you go, guys.
See? Doesn't it look like a willow tree? It looks like a willow tree. It's beautiful.
Definitely. And this is about moving from dissatisfaction to bliss through vitality, right? So now it's really interesting when we talk about these programming partners, right? Because here is this idea of moving to stillness, and that brings in this bliss, right? Whereas we have this stress, and that stress often is programmed with this dissatisfaction. Right? So noticing how these two energies really vibe off each other. Right? And how restraint, which is the gift of the 52nd gate, actually really does coincide with vitality, which is the gift of the 58th gate. Right? When we're able to not take it all on like we do and actually
You mean
recognize.
we're not supposed to?
Right? Take that step back and go, okay, wait a minute. Like I don't have to take all this on. I don't have to have all of this pressure and all of this stress. The more that I'm able to hold space for what is actually important to me and allow the rest of it to go, the more vitality I actually have. Right. And this is something I can, speak from experience. Like I really do find that when I take on all of it and I feel like it's just becoming too much and I have that stuck or that restlessness come in, I feel my vitality just plunk. Right? I feel that crash. Yeah. And then
It's like that starting into burnout feeling. That's what that is. It's that. Ugh.
Yeah. And for me, like I was saying this before, like I have a defined spleen. I have a really good immune system. I'm healthy. And yet I keep finding like, okay, but I'm getting sick. I'm like catching everything, which I never used to do. It's like, okay, well, what is happening here? Why is this continuing? And it's like, okay, I need to take a look at like how many things I'm piling in, right? Because our body will give us those signs to say, okay, hold up. Let's take a step back. Let's really figure out where we want to put our energy here, right? And reevaluate all of that. And so what we're going into right now is such an important, piece for that, is being able to really look at like, can I take that step back? Can I allow myself to bring in restraint, to actually become aware of all of the things and determine what I actually want to move into and what I don't, and hold space for that, and actually say no to things, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. It's a balancing act, right? I mean, I've been through a couple of burnouts, so really aware of that. And I know a couple of weeks ago I was starting to feel that, right? Feel like that was creeping in on me. I'm like, oh, okay, this time I was like, okay, I need to do some self-care. I stopped, went for a day at the spa, got a pedicure, went to the harmonic egg, which is like a high vibration egg. And then I was like, okay, that's good for right now. What am I going to do long term? Really? You need more than that. You need some vacation. So I'm starting vacation on Wednesday, and I'll be off for a week and a half. So I won't be doing anything I'll probably do stuff. The plan is to not plan.
Right.
Because for me, the stress is about planning. When I plan, then I feel over-planned, and there's no room for to be, like you were saying, right? And so I knew that I needed to, a couple of weeks ago, I knew that I needed to start thinking about taking a vacation where you unplug, nothing's expected of you during that time. Mm-hmm. And so this is why I'm going to take some vacation, just to alleviate some of that, because I know my own signs. And I'm kind of proud of myself that I've, saw it early and acted and alleviated it. So
beautiful.
Yeah. So I guess I'm taking a vacation in the right time then, is what you're saying with the,
oh, yeah.
with the transits?
I love it. The keeping still mountain.
There we go. I'm going to be a keeping still mountain. Maybe I'll do mountain pose too while I'm there, because I am taking my yoga. So yoga instructor.
Right. So with these cards, guys, and I think I talked about it in when I did the show with Gerald about the cards, but the back of the deck has stuff written on it. And then of course I write all over my cards just because I do. It's my thing. Whatever. If it's for you, do it. If it's not, don't worry about it. But it says temporary and self-imposed inaction for the benefit of assessment. Concentration benefits from stillness and withdrawal, a passive rather than active energy, right?
Perfect.
So really recognizing like how important that is, in navigating our energies, and how we have to take those steps back, right? And what's really cool too is that we've got each of the lines. So each day we go through a different line, because each day is associated with a line. Mm-hmm. So line 1, so moving into tomorrow, think before you speak, right? Okay. Line 2 is about concern. So noticing what's coming up for you, what's holding your concern, what's holding your focus. Line 3 is controls, right? Is there something here where I'm feeling like I have to have control? Mm-hmm. Line 4 is around self-discipline. Line 5, explanation. And line 6, peacefulness, right? So just kind of noticing kind of where each day comes into play and the energies around it, right? So the think before you speak is on a line 1 day, and a line 1 day is all about education and studying and learning and developing our knowledge, right? So really thinking, really getting the information before we say something, right?
Very good.
Right.
So that would be a good day for me to do some studying. Although that's tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow.
That's okay.
2 clients and an interview to do. So
there you go. But it's just neat, right? When you understand the dynamics of the days and the way that the energy shifts from day to day, it's just another really cool tool.
Definitely. So we should say hello to Leah.
Hello.
Hey, Leah. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Oh, only a little busy.
Only a little.
Only a little. Actually, that is a fairly normal kind of day, as opposed to my Mondays, which tend to be a little bit heavier in terms of workflow.
Mm-hmm.
So Kaylee says her plan this week is to do what she can. She's only one person. Even her 80% might be somebody else's 100%, and I need to look out for me. Absolutely.
Good plan.
And we have to have our boundaries in terms of that, right?
Yeah.
That's why boundaries are so important. But it's also, we're also needing to say no when we feel a no, right?
Yeah.
So checking in with body, mind, and soul. Is this a yes? Is this a yes? Is this a yes? Or is it a no?
And if it's a no for one, it's a no.
Right.
Don't let the mind try to talk you into it being something else.
It's not a majority rules in this case. It's like if there is a no, then it's a no. It's not two yeses and one no, so we're going to say yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Cool. Shall we do a card?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's find a topic.
Here we go. This is our
soul truth.
Self-awareness card deck. So let's see what they got for us.
So what do we need to be self-aware about this week?
Mm-hmm. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life?
See, you can't make this stuff up. The cards that we get are always about the transits or vice versa.
They're always in line. It's, there's a connection.
Absolutely. It's so funny.
Okay, so it's, go ahead. No point in
ruining the recovery from vacation, being ruined in hours by stressing over work getting done. Yes, exactly. Because she just got back from vacation.
A lovely vacation.
Exactly.
All right. So it says, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. That's a quote from the Buddha.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. So today's soul action, this one's a little bit different. I'll just show you guys the back of the card. It actually has a list of things. So there's a whole bunch of stuff we can talk about today.
Nice.
Okay, so today's soul action. Choose one self-care action to do today. So what's great is we pull these once a week. So you got some options here for each day of the week.
So get your pen out, write them down.
Here we go. Actually, well, let's timestamp this if you're there. 1827. You guys see it? Is it blurry? Is it clear? I don't know. All right, get your pens out. That works better. Here we go. Set stronger boundaries. Meditate and listen to your heart. Speak to yourself with compassion. Focus on your strengths. Say no to something that isn't a soul yes. Say yes to something that you are afraid of.
Ooh.
Let go of what you cannot control. What?
I had a lot of tingles on that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do some reflection on that one. Because I got tingles
on that one. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Let go of what you cannot control. Stay far away from drama and negativity. Ask for help and in all caps, allow it. Write down 3 things that you are grateful for.
Awesome.
Yeah. So much great stuff in here.
Absolutely.
So we know which one you're going to do because you got them tingles.
Apparently I'm facing my fears this week.
Mm-hmm. I love that though. Say yes to something that you're afraid of.
Yeah.
Right? That piece of challenging ourselves and not afraid of in like a not safe kind of way, but like to really kind of push the limits of, what we can or what we think we can do.
I'm not going bungee jumping, just for the record.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of that, but I'm not doing it. It's going to have to be something else.
Well, I think that you kind of already have this week, right? And so
Indeed.
we get to these places where, you know, we do these things and we don't even, you know, always recognize it in the moment, but then after we go, oh, that really, like, you know, that
Yeah,
was
because
really good.
and I
Even
didn't realize that. So she's referring to, so when I did the readings yesterday, I was nervous about doing it on my own, but I went ahead and did it anyway because I knew I needed to and I wanted to make sure I was connecting with you guys. And so I went ahead and did it on my own. And it was afterwards. And then afterwards I was like, oh, I could do that now because I did it now. I did it already. So that was that's what she's referring to, was that I got off and I was like, oh, okay. Well, that was easy. It was one of those things where I'd almost built it up to too much in my mind, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I won't have anything to say. How am I going to have a conversation with people? I don't know what, there was all that stuff going through my head.
Yeah.
So thanks, Kaylee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we'll just go back here for a sec. So what have we got going on? So I guess she had tingles or something on the same one, right?
Yeah,
she
me
says,
too.
me too. Yeah. And Leah says, we both look extra cute.
Aw, thanks.
Kaylee got an internal yank on something else too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course, right? Our brain tells us all these stories, and then we like sort of step into believing them. And yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where the fear comes from, right?
So true. So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Stella. Yeah, we're only going to be gone 1 week.
Just one week.
Because we're doing today, and then next week we'll be off, and then back the following one. So only 1 week we'll be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. But yeah, so when we talk about, compassion and bringing compassion in for yourself, this is such a hard thing, especially for light workers, empaths, right? Those of us that feel for others. It's a really normal response to give of yourself because you have that compassion, that empathy, that care. You bring in, all the clairs and stuff. Now you're feeling other people's stuff, right? And you're right. And we don't want to feel some of that stuff. So now that compassion is going to them, even though maybe their reaction is to a boundary that we've set to take care of us.
Yeah.
Right. And so we have to kind of notice that when it comes up for us and go, okay, wait a minute, right? Like what is going on here? And am I giving my compassion so much more than I'm giving it to myself?
Yeah, exactly. So you know how I always talk about, this is somewhat related, but somewhat not. Because that's how my brain works.
Okay.
So I went to Morgan's show on the weekend. Actually went twice, but one of the times it was the last show. And Morgan's my son, for those of you that don't know. I think most of you that are on right now know, but if you're watching and you haven't seen us before, he's an actor and was in a musical for the last couple of weeks. And so I went to the show, and I'm always on about tubing, right? We always talk about tubing and how we don't want to feel other people's stuff, then we need to tube. Well, Saturday when I went to the show, I was in a hurry and forgot to tube. And I quickly got very overwhelmed with energy. I got home and I was like, okay, everybody stay out of my space. I need some time. Fortunately, everybody did. They respected that. But it was like, oh my God. I'm overwhelmed with energy. So, yeah. So just that not feeling everybody else's stuff as an empath. I just had an example of that this weekend again. Just reminds
Yeah.
me why I do what I do with my ceremonies, because when you don't, you get overwhelmed. And for me, I end up like
Yeah.
not even sure what to do with myself when I'm like that. It's like, oh,
Yeah, which actually leads us to Leah's question, right? How do we move stuck energy in our bodies?
yeah,
Right? Because that's what happens.
exactly. Yeah, and it's everybody else's stuff that gets stuck there. So,
And it might trigger some of our stuff. And the moment it triggers a little bit of our stuff, we now own all of it. Give me all the stuff.
Give me all the stuff, because, I'm a light worker. I'm supposed to transmute it, right?
Oh, no.
No.
Just you can do something does not mean that it is your duty to do it.
Exactly.
Holy moly.
Support, not save.
Such an important thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is true. When we do get into that place where we feel like it's in there and it's stuck, we have to be able to break it up. And there's a ton of different tools that we can use to do that. So it's about finding the one that resonates the most for you. But we can definitely go through some of them.
For sure. Yeah.
Some of the tools.
Absolutely. Because it looks like Kaylee could use some of those as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stand there frozen. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A little before they make sense. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. I know it feels unsettling because you're doing something or saying something. You're like, why am I saying this? But, usually it's because it's needed at that time, because I think you're just tapped into your thing. Yeah. Bubbling up sometimes. And that could be other people's stuff bubbling up.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened for me. Closing night for a performance, all of the actors are usually, and the crew, they're usually like, it's like this bittersweet thing, right? They're like exhausted, so it's time to put it to bed, but then they're also emotional because it's such an intense emotional experience. And the one that Morgan was particularly emotional in its nature, in the storyline and stuff. And so it was a lot of emotion. Even during, I was crying pretty much every time I went. So, which was 3 times. So,
Awesome, though.
I'm the mom. So that's what I support.
Yeah.
So, so it was an emotional thing too. So when you have that and everybody else's energy from the end of the show, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is important to be able to, yeah. Well, and that's the beauty of it, is that if you can feel it and feel it in your body and actually feel it localized somewhere in the body, then being able to actually pull that and feel the pull of what that is can be very helpful. Right? So we talk about tools and all and how to deal with this. So that's one of them. One is, we're light workers, bring in light, right? Actually visualize that light coming in and just flushing. And you can even do, like, as a body scan, flushing the energies that are not yours. Right?
I'm laughing because, this is just to show you how quickly the body will do what you tell it to. A thought will do it. I all of a sudden got flushed. I was like, oh, because I'm thinking about energy. I'm like, why am I flushed? Oh, Jen just told me to think about energy coming in. That's when I'm flushed, of course. So that's how fast it happens, folks. I just listen to Jen and I get flushed. See, look at my face. I'm all red. I pulled in energy and went, oh, I'm hot now. Yes, I could blame it on menopause, but we're not going to go there. I'm going to say it's the energy.
I digress. Let's just cool that that down a bit. You know what? This is actually, it's funny. We're doing this to cool down, right? But there is something like we talk about like that breaking up of energy, right? And
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
actually shaking it out, like shake your head, twist it, move the shoulders back, right? Like do the chicken. I don't care, whatever it is that you need to do, but to like move it, right? So that it doesn't stay in the body. And when you're moving, it's not just like, okay, I'm just going to do these movements, but really like fleshing it out, right? Like I'm, right?
I'll also do like the shimmy, when you're standing and you do like
Well, that's what dancing is, a beautiful way of moving energy.
like the belly dancing stuff is really good for moving that energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of comments there. Yes, the funky chicken.
Funky chicken.
That was, I started to do that one. I'm like, yep, that's the funky chicken.
Let's do it.
Hey, but it'll move energy.
Yes, we do tend to, do that. She's like, wait, what? This isn't mine? No, it's not all ours.
We noticed that too, like the whole physical empath thing. Walking into a space and then all of a sudden like, oh, my knee hurts, or oh, my hip hurts, or oh, I'm having a pain in this spot or that spot. And I'm like,
yeah,
it's so natural for the mind to immediately just go, oh, there's something wrong. Oh, you twisted something. Oh, you did something funky. And it's like, hold on though, because I didn't. So chances are this is actually not my energy.
Yes.
Shimmy, shimmy.
I like that one.
You guys are going to make me start singing.
She does it all the time. It's how she makes sense of things. She has this little singing. She has I think she's got one of my Pleiadians, or a Pleiadian of her own in her head.
Yeah.
I used to go around humming, and it was a song I didn't even know, and I didn't know why I kept humming. It was years before I was even aware of all of this. Mm-hmm. And then I realized it was my Pleiadians humming, and I was just humming with them. I had no idea, because it was a song I didn't even know. Like it's one of the classical pieces. Mm-hmm. I don't really listen to classical music that much, so it's not on my playlist at all. Whatever this is, I didn't even I didn't really even recognize it. So anyway, speaking of, outside influences.
Some outside influences are pretty awesome, and some outside influences you're going, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah. It's about discernment, right? Actually, first thing is it's about awareness, because we have to be aware that it's there.
Yeah.
Before we can know not to accept it as ours or to accept it, depending on what the situation is. Yes. The Pleiadian choir. Mm-hmm. They're so pleiful. I love the Pleiadians. They're just amazing. So
beautiful.
At least my guides are, but I've never met a Pleiadian that was grumpy. They're always like, they've been serious, but
they can be serious. But even that,
they're so full of light, but like it's not. Their serious is like our normal. Their serious is nowhere near our grumpy.
Grumpy.
They're grumpy, I should say.
Serious is associated with grumpy for us.
Well, it can be.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, we take ourselves way too seriously. Let's be real.
Do.
I mean, when we talk about stress and we talk about like these things that really weigh us down,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're so enmeshed with the mind seriousness of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Helena. Thanks
Hello.
for joining us. Good to see you. Yeah, we definitely take ourselves too seriously a lot of the time.
Yeah. So doing the funky chicken can help with that.
So can singing your thoughts. Mm-hmm. They bring in playfulness, right? Playful is a great way to deal with stress. It's a great way to move energy, like we've been talking about, right? Because when we laugh, that's a great way to move the energy through the body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like positive thoughts. So we're bringing in more light. Wait, I'm going to flush. No.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, it's so funny. Anyway.
The joys of working in energy and other dimensions.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Yeah. Kaylee's gotta.
Went to a wedding on the weekend. There were 7 of us in the bridal party, all given bubble wands. We were instantly all kids again. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Spinning around.
Spinning around, blowing bubbles.
Fantastic.
Oh, that sounds like a great vacation activity. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and when we talk about, go ahead.
I heard the Pleiadians have interfered in our history. Is that true? No. I would say not really. They took sides in wars. Well, yeah, I guess they did in that because.
Yeah, and they did in the sense, interfered is such a tough word.
Yeah, I would say they've been involved. I wouldn't call it interference.
They have in the sense that, and this isn't just the Pleiadians, this is several.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from past life stuff, so it did happen. But
so Jen and I have had a lot of visuals about these past lives. Jen had one that was quite upsetting. Is this the one you're going to talk about?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but this is, well, so one of them was actually when things here were just getting established.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would come from these other places here to help with the establishment of it. So when we talk about interfering, it's a tough kind of line because in a sense, yes, because it was to actually establish a race here and to get things moving and all of that. So I think maybe the trigger word for me is just the interfere part, because interfere implies a negative kind of
a negative impact on.
Yeah.
And
so
she wants to see your left palm. She's a big M. She's magical.
Yeah, so there is definitely components of that, and how we choose to take it makes a difference, because the moment that even Twillow talk, right? Mm-hmm. Here we are, we're sharing our insights, we're sharing our experiences. We're holding space for all of you to do the same. Somebody who doesn't want that in their experience, but ends up here, might hear something and it might have an impact on them that lasts beyond the show. And they go, they interfered with my whatever. Right? So we just have to be mindful of how we interpret, or kind of the words that we use, because words are spells, words have feelings, right? So recognizing what we use. So yeah, some people probably believe that there was interference and are not happy about it. And some people are going to go, yeah, it was awesome. And they brought us so much insight and understanding and really helped us along the way.
So, yes, more of an influencing than an interference. Yeah. I'm also looking at Leah's post here. I see your line of intuition is complete all the way up your palm. Not surprised. So which one is that, Leah?
Janice is like, now I want to check too. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I have a simian line, so that's different. And I don't know if that means anything. Here. What do you see, Leah? That's my left palm. I know it might not look that way.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting too when we talk about like past life stuff and getting the inspirations and understanding and things like that. And so we can get these knowings about things. And I think that, it's interesting, right? Like Tanis has shared a lot about different experiences and stuff. And I don't share as much about a lot of that. And it's not because there's anything wrong with sharing it. I just find that a lot of the insights are meant for us, right? And so unless they say share it, I'm like, okay, I'll just hold that. But we're in different roles too, right? Like you're very much in a teaching role, and so that sharing is a very intricate part of that. And so, but in situations like this where they go, yeah, you know what, Jen, just go ahead and share that. And I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and share that. And
I think the difference in our roles too, where that's concerned, is I've been told that my role is to help people to feel comfortable with that sort of thing. And so me sharing helps other people feel comfortable to share about their past lives. Because if we just sweep it under the rug, then people they don't get the benefit of doing the healing work on those past lives. So, Jen and I have different roles with how we're dealing with the information, right?
Yeah.
For me, I am supposed to share my stuff because that is what I'm supposed to create with people. But that's not necessarily her role in it. I think that's what you're saying, right? Is that it's different.
Just in the in the day-to-day stuff. Like you talk a lot about, the galactic stuff and all of that. I don't share a whole lot about that, despite being a part of it, right? So I think
she's very tuned into it all too. She just doesn't go there.
Yeah. And I think that this is an important piece, going back to the original question, and the reason that I brought it up is, again, that part of interfering, right? Like we're meant, like people are meant to bring some of this information to the world. And the people that are meant to do it are not doing it to interfere with anything. They're meant to do it to help and to support and to guide and to show. And so I think that, like, all of that to say, like, I think that was why I was using that example, right? Is that, the people who are meant to do it, that's what they're here for. And so, I just think that, if we can recognize that, then we can hold some beautiful space for that. And we don't have to, well, let's go back to it, take everything so seriously.
See, I don't take the past life stuff seriously. For me, it's very much like storytelling for me, right? And we can learn so much from our other past life experiences in terms of where we've been. And for me, it's very hopeful, because where we were is so different from where we are now. And we think we're in such a terrible state right now. But, you and I have both been through some pretty awful past lives. And so when I look at the world now, it's like way better than it was like Middle Ages in terms of a lot of things, I mean, it's shifted. So there's differences there, but for me, that's the perspective that I bring to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Leah's been sharing some.
She has. Let's go and see what Leah's been saying.
Here.
Okay. Yes, so she's saying wording is super important to not give a bad impression. Yeah, for sure. And wording, we should always take how people word things with a grain of salt, because what I think of one word might be something different for somebody else too. So
yeah.
So for my palm, she saw a line of success run all the way up from the center of the palm. Yay! Oh. And of course, success is a personal thing. Whatever I feel is success is likely what that's showing. Intuition line starts at the outer base of the palm and runs up to the fingers.
Yeah, where it goes matters. Interesting. I love palmistry, and I just don't know enough about it.
I'm not sure which line that is. I'm thinking it might be this one. Is that correct? Where is it? Right here.
We should have Leah come and talk to us about palmistry one day.
We should. Do you want to come on the show, Leah, and talk about that? Because both of us want to learn more about it, but
Mm-hmm.
Index is jup.
Or up? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Let us know if you want to come and talk on the show about this, because we'd love to have you on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Kaylee would
okay
love
if you're
to.
not an expert. We're all like, we just all play, right? She's been seeing the simian line more often. She doesn't miss much visually. Yeah, I think there's more than there used to be in terms of simian lines. And yes, we were seeded by many.
Yeah.
For sure. Masters and angels have a great sense. Absolutely, they do. Oh my gosh, they absolutely do. Michael's is like a very dry sense of humor, but he's funny.
Yeah. But I love that, because you think about, like, especially
Index is Jupiter.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Yes, each finger is the.
So which one is the
Jupiter
intuition?
versus Saturn
Jupiter.
would have very different.
And now I'm sitting here going, Janice, you're on the show. Pay attention. Okay.
We've lost Janice.
Yeah, squirrel. Even though it's attached, squirrel.
Okay.
I'm Jen. Okay. Upper thumb is will, and section under that is logic.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to go through and like have you on and have you actually show like what you're talking about and the different lines and stuff like that, because that would be
that would be fun.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Hi, Chantal. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, absolutely.
Going back though to the comment about seeded by many, like it is such a true piece, right? When we really look at it. And so, we have so many different people here with different, energies that they're meant to bring, like the different star seeds from all different places and all of that. What are you laughing at now? My poor grandson, 8 years old, flipped off a guy behind us. I said, "What?" He thought it meant stop. I can't stop. I said, "No." Oh my god.
Oh dear. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I don't know. They were telling me something.
Yeah.
Hold on, tell me it again. Oh, they were just telling. They were. Sorry, guys.
This is Jen channeling. It's fun.
Okay, Siri.
Breathe, Jen.
All of the, all of the different star seeds and all of the different energies and all are here to guide us in so many different ways. But then they just got really ridiculous in like talking about like cross seeding and multiple. And I'm just like, okay, guys, just stop. I don't need to know the like genealogy of how things happen.
TMI for a show, guys. All right. That is just TMI.
That is not necessary right now. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, they do this sometimes.
Oh man.
It's one of those days.
Definitely. And the laugh is so nerding out plus
yes.
It totally does. They know my line 1 energy needs the information, but it's like, whoa, hold up. My line 1 energy does not need that much information, because my line 3 energy that wants to play and experiment is going, oh, hell no.
This is how Jen's brain works. She works in human design. Sometimes I have to stop her and say, okay, can you say that in English, please? I don't speak human design.
My human design profile is a 1-3. So I like to deep dive into things. Not those things, but I like to deep dive into things. But then my line 3 wants to play with it, wants to experiment with it, wants to see how it fits, right? Try it on for size. See if this knowledge actually... And then, deep dive again. There's just certain things that I don't need to deep dive into, especially when I haven't chosen to take the dive. Just saying.
Yes, exactly. Hello, Mr. O.D.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm heard here too. I understand loud and clear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, they're calling us double trouble. Are we good with that?
Fine with that.
Okay.
Oh man. And you know what? We're talking about like self-care and bringing compassion to ourselves and things like that, which we're totally not talking about, but we kind of are in the sense that, laughter and being able to just be authentic and real and present. And if that means that we're going to be utterly goofy, then we're going to be utterly goofy. And if that means that we're going to have to, talk about something deep, then we talk about something deep. But it's just that ability to be truly present. And I thank you guys too, as an audience, for allowing us that space to just be authentically the goofballs that we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, we might remember past lives, and sure, we might channel all kinds of stuff, and sure, all that stuff is a part of it. But we're also goofballs who like to enjoy life.
Leah's got to go vacuum. I hope that's not to clean up after us.
I did not lay anything around your place. Don't worry.
Love you. Have a good 2 weeks.
Is it this one? Yeah, there you go.
There we go. There you go.
What shoes?
Very nice.
Open-toed. I love it.
Perfect. Yeah, we're a little goofy, guys. Sorry, we get like that sometimes.
Yeah, and you guys can throw us anywhere, and we're just like,
okay, let's go there. Wait, no, let's go over there. Bye, Leah. Thanks for coming. 100% a compliment. Thank you.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Lots of laughter happening all around here today.
Definitely. Okay, so I'll bring us back, right?
Oh, do we have to?
Self-compassion. Laughter is a beautiful form of self-compassion, and being able to laugh at ourselves is actually really compassionate. And I don't mean in a self-deprecating kind of way, even though that can be at times, not necessarily though. But to be able to just recognize oh yeah, okay, this happened and I did this thing and it was ridiculous, and maybe that's not the best choice of path or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But to be able to laugh at it or have humor around it or even just have grace for it is such an important, powerful thing, because in those moments we're not taking it too seriously, and we're not going to go down the road of judging ourselves and beating ourselves up and all of that if we're able to handle it with a bit more compassion.
Yeah. Absolutely.
See? I brought it back, but in like a still
She did.
honoring who
She's
you
good. Perfect. So we do need to pick a card though, because Kaylee's reminding us that it's.
I know Kaylee is
time
on
for a
it.
card.
Kaylee is always on it. I'm not always on it, so I appreciate it.
She reminds us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So,
it did. Time flew by.
We've got a couple things, right? So we talk about action. So we're going to go right back to this card, which is how can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? And humor is definitely a good way to do that.
Yeah.
And then there is the list of things here for the soul action. So we can I'll type those up in a comment on the YouTube after, just because I'm not going to do it right now with you guys.
So check the YouTube, guys, if you want those in writing, okay?
Right. And then the other card that we pull is from the Seeds from the Sacred Feminine. And these are beautiful action cards for the week. So now we've got our soul actions that are things that we can do throughout the week to bring in self-love and self-compassion. And then we'll see what they want us to do with these cards too. Let's see what's coming up here, if they're going to give me one.
I'm hearing they want us to laugh, but that's why we are.
Aw, laugh and express your love.
Yeah.
What a beautiful one.
But those are the same vibration, right? They're up in the same vibrational frequency. Pure joy and pure love. They're both very, very high frequency. So
yeah.
Lovely.
Well, and where there is love, there's everything else, right? All of the laughter, all of the joy, all of that. So
yes.
All right. Express your love. Give me a sec. There we go. All right. Here we go. All right. You have too much love hidden away in your heart, grandchild. You must let it out. You were born into this earth walk to love, and all the sacred laws conspire to help you. Do not hold on to the idea that you are alone in this world. You are not. You are a child of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine, whose ecstatic coupling gave birth to you and all your relations. Rejoice in your sacred lineage and know you are cherished. Can you feel that love? It lives in your heart. When you express who you are, all of creation hears your heart song and sings it back to you. That is the way of the circle of life. Your heart song awakens others to their song, but you must remember to sing it. You have much love to give. Let it flow and watch how love flows back to you. You will transform the very earth you walk on.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If you want love, be love.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Express
Definitely.
it. Don't be afraid to tell people around you that you love them. This is something, people misinterpret all the time because somebody says it's not all about romantic love, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I love a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I express that love as much as I can, wherever it's appropriate, of course.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to express your love.
Mm-mm.
In many ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's it. Love, joy, gratitude, even happy tears.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Sometimes even sad tears. Right? We're showing that we care and we're showing that love. So
yeah, it's a frequency.
Mm-hmm. It totally is.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you have anything going on that you'd like to share, Jen? Because I think you do. Next Monday.
Oh yeah, next Monday. So I won't be on. We're going to be taking a break next Monday for Twillow, but next Monday at 2 Eastern, I'm going to be on with Gerald, and we're going to be wrapping up authorities for human design. So for our human design laugh and learns. So if
Awesome.
you like and subscribe on YouTube, you will get the notification when we go live on that. And yeah.
And
Okay,
we
great.
shall be back. When are we going to be back? We're going to be back
This,
on July 8th.
yeah.
And we'll have Gerald with us.
Yay!
So that's exciting.
Very
So
cool.
yes, so I don't have anything coming up in the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
No.
But the 8th. So July 8th, we'll be back. If you want to tune in next week, we're going to put up a past episode, one that we think is a good one. And we will have that up in case you need your Monday afternoon giggle. Okay. So we want to
Awesome.
thank you all for joining us in this beautiful, beautiful live today. It was so much fun. And we just love you all because you come and fill up our cups by being in the show. So thank you so much. We're sending you tons of love. And don't forget to do the self-love as well. Okay. So yeah, have an awesome, awesome couple of weeks. Yeah. We'll see you soon. Bye now.